Greetings and salutations, all, and welcome back to Military Movie Talk. So, we're talking about Star Wars again. Okay, so my original intention was to do an episode on the space battle over Endor in episode 6, and we may still do that one of these days. But then something happened as I was preparing for it. Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Oh yeah, those two TV movies with Wicket that I used to watch back when I was like 7. Yeah, I remember really enjoying those. Yeah, sure, I'll turn that on for a while.
1 hour later.
What the hell was that?
Alrighty. So, I know this isn't a traditional subject matter for military movie talk, but I'm sorry, we need to talk about whatever that just was. And as I've said before, if you look hard enough, you can learn tactical lessons anywhere. And in this film, there seems to be two tactical questions that perpetually repeat. The questions of, why did that happen? And why did you touch that? Two seemingly unimportant questions, but if you ignore them, well, you get Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Well, this is definitely going to be the weirdest episode to date, so there's no need to delay any further. Let's get into this early 80s cocaine fueled abomination. The scenario. On the forest moon of Endor, we see the village of Ewoks we last saw in Return of the Jedi doing what I can only describe as Ewoky things.
Deej will use his skin glider to search for his missing sons.
Wow.
But alas, while doing those Ewoky things, one of the village members spots a spaceship, which seems a bit out of place for their Stone Age society. Naturally, the Ewoks go do a little damage assessment of the ship, and there they find children.
I got Ewok. Tiradisa. Yeah. And Dundee.
Get your hands off her!
No, Mace, no!
Be quiet, Cinder.
They weren't hurting me.
Mace and Thundel are escorted back to the Ewok village where they attempt to explain to the Ewoks that their parents have gone missing after their ship crashed and that they need their help in finding them. This is communicated in the film through some good, nay, dare I say, some of the best acting that has been put to screen.
What were you guys talking about?
About the Star Cruiser and the crash.
Come on, Cinder, get an IQ. He can't talk.
He didn't talk.
Talk. Pulka Star Cruiser. Crest.
See?
Perfect.
Art. True art. Anyway, while that's going on, young Sindel falls ill in a subplot that, rest assured, goes somewhere good and is seamlessly integrated into the story. Mace and several of the Ewok villagers set off to go get some medicine from the magical brouhaha tree or whatever. I make jokes, but Honestly, there's tactical lessons here. A well rounded warrior should be able to make the most of the natural environment around him and exploit the fauna to his benefit. I'm pretty sure there's a section in the Ranger Handbook about that. I'm not gonna check, but I'm pretty sure it's there. As our intrepid heroes set out to retrieve the force provided remedy, this happens.
Yeah, Jamie.
Hmm. Hey, Jamie, bring that slide back up. Why did you touch that? That clearly not a puppet wasn't doing anything to you, Mr. Crazy Eyes. And then, why did that happen? Was that thing its mother? I assume. But this movie is so coke fueled, it's honestly just as likely that Gizmo there spontaneously turned into that thing, because you forgot to take into account the time conversion rate since you're on a forest moon and you probably fed it after midnight. But the medicine is retrieved, young Sindel is given the old spray from the super potion, and the plot is allowed to continue. Eh, plot. Anyway, Mace and Sindel believe the members of the Build-A-Bear village aren't going to be very helpful in finding their parents. They make their way into the woods with no plan to speak of, where they get attacked and chased into a hollowed out tree by this freaking thing. How am I supposed to do a completely legitimate military analysis when the enemy that's being faced looks like the fever dream of Jim Henson and Don Bluth? Uh, By the way, if you didn't get that joke, don't worry about it. And if you did get that joke, then I'm going to need you to go talk to a girl. I hear they're quite nice. Now, fortunately, Ewoks never leave a man behind. Everyone knows that. So, help soon arrives for our intrepid idiots. After engaging the beast for a while, an Ewok hits it with a poison dart from his blowgun. Might want to start with that one next time if you've got those. But Fido here turns out to be owned by the real parent Napper, as evidenced by the fact that Mason Sindel's father's life beepy thingy was around the creature's collar. Why? How does a small round object get hooked onto its collar? Never mind. We're really going to have to pick our logic battles with this one if we're going to get anywhere. But now that they have an object belonging to one of the parents, the Ewoks can use their magic to find where they are. Oh, and also, the Ewoks have magic! Uh, that's cool. It turns out the parents are being held captive by the Gorax, a gigantic humanoid creature that had long plagued the Ewoks. Furthermore, we get some more peak acting from our cast.
That's Mommy and Daddy.
What is that? It looks like a monster or something real big. Where is it? Where is it?
If we don't help them, they're gonna die. If we don't help them, they're gonna die.
Brilliant!
The Ewoks, now knowing where to go, determined to launch a rescue mission. And that means it's time for Met TC. The dumbest Met TC we've had so far. The mission. This will be a hostage rescue mission, so obviously a Tier 1 element would traditionally be most appropriate to send. Oh. Oh no. The party will have to move to target and launch a raid on the dreaded Gorax's lair, saving dear Mummy and Daddy, and secondarily, ensure that the Gorax will never pose a threat to the Ewok village again. The enemy. One Gorax. Hang on. Okay. So the Gorax is approximately 8.6 meters tall, which is, I don't know, a different number in freedom units. It is a semi sentient, hairy humanoid creature known for its aggression and lack of intelligence. Kinda like me after too many margaritas on Taco Tuesday. Yeah. It is able to arm itself with the most basic of weapons, like clubs and stone axes, and it dwells within a cavernous home. Troops. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not great. Our plucky little band consists of the teenage Mace, who, while being the only one armed with an actual blaster, this is offset by the fact that he has all the charm and personality of leprosy. And then there's Sindel, a small child who is almost the textbook definition of deadweight. Accompanying them on their quest is 6 Ewok warriors, who, along with their horses and supplies, are armed with stone axes and spears. The Ewoks are supposed to be very strong for their size, able to lift many times their weight. However, any number of times nothing, which it looks like they weigh, is still nothing, so I guess it's not actually that impressive. The Caravan also has some mystery mouse tools for later, thanks to Logray, the village witch doctor. These tools include a white feather hat, a blue feather hat, and a red feather hat, a crystal, a candle, a stick, and a rock. These are given in a ceremony done to make everyone think it's like Galadriel giving gifts to the Fellowship. But honestly, I think he's just trying to get rid of his crap that he couldn't offload in his magical garage sale. Anyway, the terrain. The forest moon of Endor is primarily made up of matte paintings, large deciduous forests, teeming with wildlife. Although the last leg of the journey will take them across barren deserts in order to reach the Gorax's cave. Having enough supplies and knowledge of how to deal with the terrain will be critical for mission success. Time. The caravan must move to target and defeat the Gorax before all mom and dad shrivel away and starve to death in their little parent trap and become all
Hello! I am Lindsay Lohan!
civilian considerations. Normally, we'd count the 2 small children in the civilian considerations, but they've joined the caravan as full participants for some odd reason, so I guess they get counted in as combatants as well. Just leaving the mom and dad for our considerations. Seeing how this is a hostage rescue operation, the team will need to break into the Gorax's lair and either stealth in undetected or defeat the beast before the hostages can be executed. Short, sweet, and to the point. Now that the mission parameters are laid out, it's time to see how it goes down in the movie. In a normal MMT episode, this is where we would talk about the tactical challenges that our unit is facing. And we still will here as well, but boy are those bananas, so just be ready. First example, while en route to target, our team stops at a stream. Okay, good tactical decision. Hydrate or die, right? But then this happens.
Good one, Wicket. Help! Help! Wicket! Wicket! Use the stick that the magic man gave you. The stick! The stick! Remember? Yeah.
And back to our questions of the day. Why did you touch that? Clearly, Mace, you felt compelled to give the water a little poke, but for no discernible reason that I can determine. And why did that happen? Is the water enchanted? Why? By whom? For what reason? Not only are we not given answers to these questions, but this scene is never referenced again, so. Anyway, maybe the real tactical question is what sort of mind would dream up something like this? Oh, yeah. Anyway, more time passes and nothing happens. Well, I mean, like, one of the horses gets spooked, the Sindel on it, and so one of the Ewoks has to go and chase it down, but there are no consequences for any of this, so I'm not exactly sure why it's there, but okay. Well, having pointless scenes really tuckers our adventurers out. They decide to bend down after running into a day for night shot. And while they're making camp, more stuff happens.
Wicket, come here! What are these things? Hey, look what I got.
You know what time it is. Why did you touch that? You have no idea what that thing is, or what it'll do. For all you know, it could have done anything. It could have burst into flames. And why did that happen? I mean, why? Is it people? Does it have feelings like you and me? Does it ponder the vastness of the universe? Does it file taxes? I have no idea. Moving on, the caravan forges ahead into the desert region of Endor. The team then reaches the entrance to the Gorax's cave, but it's blocked off by a large boulder. Hmm, too bad you guys didn't think to bring some C4 or a backhoe or something in your mission planning stage. Oh, but not to worry. Remember? They were given a rock.
There's something inside of it.
What is it?
I don't know. This must be it. There must be a cave behind that rock.
Why did that happen? Why was there an arrowhead inside the rock? Why does it have door-finding technology integrated into it? Well, great. You know where to go now. What are you going to do about it? Oh, you're going to shoot it. Okay, Hot Rod. Go ahead. Holy crap! You had a Ghostbusters power pack strapped to your back this entire time, and you were worried this mission might not work? Let me guess. It's all out of juice now, and it's just gonna be sticks and stones battle from here on out. Uh-huh. You know that 4570 is a good monster stopper. Uh-huh. Anyway, they enter the cave. The youngest members of the party are told to wait just inside the entrance to keep them safe. Makes you wonder why they even brought them in the first place. But the team presses on, coming to a massive gorge with only spidery webs spanning the distance. See? If instead of small children you'd brought along some bridge crew members, maybe you wouldn't be forced to cross the webs like you're doing the obstacle course at Camp What the Heckame. But what would you know? Touching the spider web draws the attention of the studio's scariest spider prop. The spider closes in, but not to worry. Our heroes think quick and come up with a foolproof plan. Slide! Why did you touch that? Why did you cut that web? That's your only way back across, genius. You were literally holding sharp, heavy weapons that you can kill bugs with, and you didn't have to cut that web. Do I have to spell it out for you?
A harmless little flea. And then I'll put that flea in a box. And then I'll put that box inside of another box. And then I'll nail that box to myself. And when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.
Well, after that, the team is forced to climb the Gorax's stairs. Hopefully, our heroes didn't skip leg day. From there, they reach the giant's living room. And he's home, and he's chillin'. This may actually work out to our team's advantage and give them the time they need to make a plan. Or at least it would, until... Why did you touch that? Well, no time like the present to take action. To our idiot's credit, though, he does lead the Gorax away from the rest of the band. Surprise, as a strategy, is gone. I don't know what violence of action is going to do against that thing, so might as well employ a little deception. While this is going on, Mace and the others make it up to the parents' cage, and from there, rope down to the ground. Oh, your plan is to evacuate the hostages that you don't even know are ambulatory through rappel operations. Okay.
Not a great plan.
In the meantime, let's see how things are going with the enemy. This is a movie for babies. Well, the parents are able to get down from the cage in the nick of time, just as the ruse to distract the beast is ending, and the Gorax is in hot pursuit of the team. But Gimli Ewok, as I've decided to call him, volunteers to stay behind and to fight the Gorax. Oh, I'm sure this will go well. Oh, actually, he's kind of holding his own there. Good for him. Or at least he was, until that weird firefly creature, that apparently tagged along, decides to help, which causes the Gorax to start thrashing, causing an avalanche that crushes little Gimli Ewok to death. So that's great. That's great. With the Gorax back on his way to finish off our heroes, it's time for a Hail Mary move. And it seems you thought a silly prank would conquer the beast. Good thinking, guys. But alas, it didn't work. What could possibly be done now? Oh, yeah, shooting it with a gun. What a novel idea. And that's pretty much how the battle ends. The good guys swing back across the gorge, 'cause I guess that was an option too. And all's well that ends well, I suppose. Thank you all once again for joining me for an especially odd episode. So, overall, do I recommend this movie? You betcha, but I do. I only talked about like half the insanity in it. So, you know your job. Get your own caravan together, watch the movie, laugh about it, and figure out how you would have defeated the Gorax. Would you have tried to get in and out without being spotted? Would you have shot it in the face with a bazooka? Let me know down in the comments. Oh, and also, for those of you who are uninitiated, there is a sequel, so if you want me to cover that one, hit the thumbs up button. And if that's a terrible idea and you never want to think about Ewoks again or hear me say the word Ewok, hit the thumbs up button. Until next time, armchair commanders, keep your powder dry.